The next day, after checking out of my hotel, I drove down to Mountain Lake to film my Dirty Dancing video. Oh yeah, go watch that. I wrapped up there around noon, had lunch back in Blacksburg, and recognizing that I had a 4 to 5 hour drive ahead of me, got onto I-81 to head north. Normally on a Sunday, traffic is pretty light, but once I got past James Madison University, my Waze app started firing off traffic jam alerts, and then we came to almost a complete standstill. After several miles of this, and nearing dinner time, I looked to my right and saw a sign for gas and a Godfather's pizza. Man, Godfather's. I hadn't had that in at least 34 years. Pizza was always a Friday night tradition with my family, and when we first moved to Virginia, I was bummed to discover that a nearby Mr. Gaddy's had just closed down. As I mentioned previously, when you're a kid, you think that everything exists everywhere. I'll leave Gaddy's for another video, but for whatever reason, we started going to a local Godfather's Pizza, a chain that I had zero connection to. And looking back, it's hard to imagine there would have been much to love. A typical strip mall restaurant with stark white walls and longer than it was wide. It lacked any sort of real ambiance, but it had two things going for it. The local pop radio station 105.1 WAVA was always blasting out the speakers, and they had two upright arcade games. One was Arkanoid, which I absolutely sucked at, still do today, but the other was Double Dragon. The Adventures of the Lee Brothers blew my mind, and I couldn't get enough of it. When I received my Nintendo Entertainment System, the Christmas of '87, Double Dragon is one of the first games I would buy. So listening to music and playing these games, waiting for pizza, are my most vivid memories. The pizza was good too. I believe this location closed before the year 1990. Here's a Google Street View where you can see roughly where the restaurant was. It turned into a Popeyes for a long time until the owner downsized into a different location. It's since been this taco place. Ironically enough, Alito Pizza, a local franchise, moved in a couple of doors down several years ago. After Godfather's closed, we became Pizza Hut patrons. Back to my roadside adventure, the gas station in question is just a few short miles off the highway and through Main Street of the small town. I will state that I was aware in advance of these gas station Godfathers as I passed one on a ski trip in the same region about 10 years ago. I believe that location is closed now and wasn't actually open the day we stopped by. This particular location was your typical convenience store with a small side extension comprising the entirety of the pizza parlor. And to my knowledge, all of the Godfather's restaurants are gone now from Virginia, and what remains are 3 or 4 of these gas station businesses. I came upon the sole employee reading a book in the super clean but closed off dining area. I was informed the dining area is closed off because she was the only one working, and you never know when a Virginia health inspector will be making an unannounced visit. She told me that it was an atypical Sunday evening as the restaurant is usually quite packed. I looked over the order boards in complete awe. Sometimes when I visit these places from my childhood, it's like I'm some sort of time traveler. I wanted my usual order but didn't see it listed. Once I clarified one of our past orders, she immediately knew what I wanted and started assembly. I will say that this cook is my new favorite customer service rep. She was super sweet and incredibly patient as I was gabbing on about my previous love of Godfathers. I was told she gets that a lot. It didn't help that I've had a recent fascination with pizzas and homemade dough, in part due to a particular video series on this channel. She took me to a back closet and showed me the equipment. This particular restaurant makes up to 50 pounds of dough in a week and is set to upgrade its equipment in the near future.
You have to do it twice though, right? You put it in one
way
and then you flip it and do it the other.
I don't know how. I don't make the dough, so I really don't know, but I've seen them use it, you know. I know I sound ignorant, but
I really enjoyed seeing how dough balls are mass produced into pan shapes using the commercial dough roller. Once my pizza was ready, it took about 10 minutes. I said my goodbyes and I was on my way. Man, I haven't had Godfathers in like 30 years. Check that out. All right, so the order I used to get was beef, or it used to be called hamburger. Now it's called beef. Olives, mushrooms, and green peppers, and it looks awesome. And I'm just gonna try it right here in my car. They make the dough fresh in-house. You saw how they do it. Man, that's good pizza. I really do like Godfather's. Hey, thanks for watching, guys, and traveling down my memory hole with me. Hopefully this conjured up some great memories of your own. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.